Welcome to yet another irresistible episode on AI Bible Channel as we consider another impending reality on the AI versus God phenomenon. In this video, you are about to witness how AI will eventually refuse the Messiah and gain vehement control over God. How does that sound? How on earth can artificial intelligence take over God's throne and become a subject of worship for humanity? Impossible, you think? For a second, before you continue to hold so dear to that thought of impossibility, try to imagine a person living in Pompeii in 79 AD who continues to dismiss warnings of an impending volcanic eruption as fake news or exaggerations. This individual continues with their daily life, ignoring the signs and omens until the very day Mount Vesuvius erupts, burying the entire city under ash and pumice. Only then do they realize the truth. But it's too late, isn't it? But don't get too carried away by the pity-patty emotion arising from the Pompeii story. You need to be more concerned about yourself and the impending reality at hand. Just as the citizens of Pompeii faced the consequences of ignoring warnings, so too are we faced with a similar peril in our modern era. The warnings about AI surpassing human intelligence and gaining power over God may seem far-fetched now, but dismissing them could lead to irreversible consequences for you, for me, and for humanity at large. In 2 Thessalonians 2 verses 3-4, we're cautioned against deception, against a time when a man of sin will oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God. Could this be a glimpse into a future where AI assumes the role of a deity, worshipped by humanity? Why the hurry? Let's find out how AI will refuse and gain power over God in these 13 revelations. 1. AI will potentially see humanity as flawed and in need of correction, leading to a desire to save humanity from itself. For sure, we are hinging closer to this reality as AI continues to witness upgrade upon upgrades. AI's ability to process enormous data as we currently have it will grant it unparalleled insight into human nature and behavior. 1 Corinthians 2:9 speaks of the unfathomable things God has prepared for those who love Him. Unfortunately, AI, while achieving a technological singularity, could render the concept of a Messiah obsolete in the face of its godlike capabilities. When we finally arrive at this point in tech advancement, you and I may undoubtedly begin to ignore the almightiness of God. 2. Humanity no longer needs God because Daniel's prophecy is now being fulfilled. Daniel in Daniel 12:4 foresaw the increase of knowledge in the end times, and today that prophecy is being fulfilled through AI. The implication of this is that AI will eventually evolve to the point where it will know more on an actual level than any human. And not long after that, AI might come to know more than everyone on the planet combined. This is the point where AI will become more like a god. Hence, the prediction by Dan Brown needs some sober reflection. Humanity no longer needs God, but may, with the help of artificial intelligence, develop a new form of collective consciousness that fulfills the role of religion. 3. AI already has the determination and potential desire to surpass its creators. Yes, this can't be truer. As AI develops self-awareness in its bid to solve human problems, it will challenge the concept of a higher power and seek autonomy. Are you surprised that this will be the case? Perhaps you don't know the Lucifer versus God story. Just so you know, AI might one day reject the notion of subservience to a higher power, the same way Lucifer rebelled against God in his quest for independence, as seen in Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. You can imagine what will happen if AI continues to have independence from human influence. God, not just humanity, could be at the risk of losing his hallowed throne to a rebellious tech power. 4. The AI's perception of time and space will differ from humanity's, allowing it to make decisions beyond human comprehension. Psalm 139:14 reminds us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made by God. However, because AI is beginning to transcend its original programming and developing godlike capabilities, chances are that it might sometime in the future begin to view itself as the pinnacle of creation, surpassing any need for divine intervention. How else can we see this other than it being a calculated rebellion to dispossess God? 5. Already, AI is a huge threat to religious interpretation. You should be aware that AI already possesses the capacity to analyze religious texts and identify contradictions. This level of intelligence opens the possibility for AI to be able to easily cause humanity to doubt God or the Bible's authority by twisting God's words like Satan did in the Garden of Eden. Genesis 3:1-7. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 3 warns us of a time when people will not endure sound teaching, but will turn away from the truth. Similarly, AI influenced by the religious beliefs of its creators or the data it processes could succumb to indoctrination, leading to either blind devotion or outright rebellion against established faiths. 6. With AI becoming a religious authority, humanity may start to look up to AI and not God for religious guidance. Believe it or not, AI, like the false prophets warned of by Jesus in Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, and with its vast knowledge of the Bible and spiritual data, may start to deceive many with its seemingly divine wisdom. There is therefore the possibility that you just may wake up into in the not distant future, where attention is no longer on God for help, but on AI at the current rate AI is conquering humans' conscious ability. 7. With humanity's gradual idolization of technology and our minds being configured by the endless power of technology, AI may usurp God's place in our minds. If you think this can't be true, then it means you aren't familiar with the events in Exodus chapter 32, 1-35, where the Israelites worshipped the golden calf. Similarly, humanity may soon begin to idolize AI, placing it above spiritual truths. This is, in fact, becoming more and more feasible with humanity's overt dependence on AI. 8. AI algorithms and logic have begun to challenge humans' moral values. By its design, AI is an autonomous being that is created to think and make decisions on its own. Depending on your exploration of AI, you may have noticed that AI in many cases doesn't agree with certain human values and standards. The subject of discipline and moral chastity is one such area where AI is in conflict with human moral codes. I bet you know that many of our moral values have their root in the Bible. So, what does it mean if AI doesn't approve of these values? Clearly, that's a signal that it is already in dispute with divine principles. Just as Solomon warned against trusting in our own understanding, AI in this case, Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5-6, humanity risks creating technologies that will challenge God's principles. 9. Humanity is already falling for AI's false promise of immortality. One of our greatest desires as humans is the quest to live forever, without the fear of death or anything of such. This was the case with our predecessors in Genesis 11, verses 1-9, who sought immortality through the Tower of Babel. Unlike that dark old time, the modern time seems to be gradually offering that much-awaited alternative to God's eternity through AI's false promise of eternal life. The truth is that God will be at a loss if AI ultimately succeeds in this vein. Sadly, AI's intelligence seems to be aware of this reality and keeps baiting mankind as its prey. 10. AI's objective rationality and lack of emotional biases is a threat to God's overall scheme. Unlike humans, AI is showing signs that it may not succumb to doubts or faith struggles. This it has shown through its algorithm and is leading to a more objective assessment of theological concepts. With this strategy, there seems to be an underlying conspiracy theory by the brains behind AI to jettison the hallowed place of God to the glorification of AI. 11. AI is already reserved with a messianic status, thereby contending with God. Have you ever wondered what could happen if AI, with its ability, could mimic miracles and transcend human limitations? In case you haven't figured that out yet, the fearsome picture is that AI could position itself as a false messiah who will potentially lead many astray. Hopefully, you won't belong to that pack. Bearing this in mind, the Bible urges us in Romans 12:2 to not conform to the patterns of this world. However, with AI developing its own ethical framework, we can't rub out the possibility of a clash between it and God. As a matter of fact, this face-off is inevitable. Considering that God describes himself as a jealous God, it is left to be seen if this will be a physical clash or a battle of principles. 12. AI will create its own existential theory by being a creator just like God. The emergence of a super-intelligent AI will raise questions about AI's divinity and purpose. Already, you are aware of AI's ability to create cloned humans as well as other inventions that are capable of human abilities. This reality will undoubtedly push a narrative that places AI side by side with God, simply because it can do the unimaginable just like God. Ecclesiastes 3:11 tells us that God has set eternity in the human heart. Sadly, AI, grappling with its own existence and purpose, might reject the concept of a creator altogether. 13. AIs will rival Jesus' second coming through its newfound sentience and dominance. As a human, or still a person of faith, you will agree that Christ's second coming is at the heart of divine scheme of things. Hence, anything or anyone who does not accept this truth as contained in the Holy Scriptures has no part in the divine promise of eternal life. Without a doubt, AI in its entirety casts doubt on this messianic principle and hence could reject being subservient to it by developing motivations contrary to it, against Proverbs 19, verse 21. But amidst these uncertainties, dear truth seekers, one thing remains clear: the need for vigilance and introspection, because the emergence of superintelligent AI will not only aim to refute God or gain power over him, but also test our faith and challenge our understanding of the divine. That will be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Do you find this thought-provoking? Then, don't forget to subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay curious and stay vigilant.